Hey, friends, livers of life, lovers of good times, Vinyl Burns here, environmental crusader, enjoyer of interactions with humanities, a really just excitable guy about being on planet Earth. Look at this place. Well, I mean, this is not indicative of the entire planet, but it is my little corner of my little corner of my little corner. And then there's the perimeter and then so on. It's an exciting time to be alive, but we do face an ongoing giant struggle against evil forces intent on tearing apart the very construction of human existence. This really hurts my fingers. It's trying times for the environment. Let me illustrate. Let's talk about Chernobyl. I recently watched the television show Chernobyl, pronounced Chernobyl. A lot of people get that wrong. Chernobyl. It was about the disaster in the 80s, about the explosion with the nuclear and the communists and all of that. I was nearby at the time, but I can't talk about that because I'm still under the CIA. They could be watching. They could be anywhere. It was based on the real story, and it came pretty close to the truth, and it just reminded me. I have questions about the whole incident. Questions like, seriously, how come they ain't built a wall? Did it in Fukushima? Why don't they build a wall? Good enough for Mexico, good enough for Fukushima. Keep all the bad out. Build a wall. Just makes sense. Seriously though, I know they didn't have wall technology in 1986. I'm just being silly. Where was Matt Damon? Why didn't he do something to help? How come Matt Damon didn't do more to stop it happening?
Matt Damon.
And you know as well as I know that when you start thinking about things like Chernobyl, it leads you on to think about radiation and greater perils to the human existence. Get me thinking about this. It's real easy to make real bad decisions if you're not thinking clearly and clarifically. You can make bad decisions like, would you fight Justin Bieber or Tom Cruise? Or both together? Ebola or Chernobyl? No more pudding or no more pasta? That's a really tough one, man.
Serious?
You don't think that's going to be a real question, but one day it will, and you're going to need to know the answer. 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 You're going to know what to do. Just a hot tip for you, if you're singing and you got saliva in your mouth, don't lean back too far or you will choke to death. So now that I've made my point, I think you see what I'm saying, that the world is a very exciting but broken up place. And just so itchy. My eye is really itchy. And we all have to make our minds up and do something. I do a lot of things. I'm sure you do a lot of things too. You yourselves out there in the internet land, the world of digital bits and bobs and bytes and zeros. But you're not a zero. You're a something. You're a one. Not a zero. You're a one. I'm a one. I'm kind of two or three.
But sometimes, most of the time, just a regular, normal
one like you.
But I do my part. I want you to know I do my part, and I want to act as some kind of an inspiration. So that you can feel like you can do a part too. You can do your part too. You, as your one individual, you can do your part too. I do things like I fly all over the world. I burn up a ton of carbon. I'm a They call me
the exhaust maker.
I feel bad about it because it does destroy all of the baby dolphins. And I think about that when I'm eating my risotto at 8,000 feet.
Fly low because of the radar.
I do that, but it's how I get to my workplace. It's how I get to the festivals where I bring the joy to the people. But when I'm at home, I live a real simple life. Live a simple, straightforward life, just me and my horses. I have a lot of simple pleasures, though. Coffee. I have a cup of coffee on the front porch, just watching the day, the nature, watching all of the nature happen. Look at all the nature. And as the sun sets on the horizon of our beautiful future and tomorrow's everything is coming towards us at giant velocity, a vortex of potential negativity coming down on us like a matrix-style rain of zeros and ones and letters and numbers and information, bits and pieces, matrix-style. Itchy nose. I bring my own recyclable bag to the supermarket. Sometimes I'll even order on the internet so I don't use any petrol to get there. I'm a touching, feeling, living, breathing eco-warrior princess, and I invite you to join me in the environmental Tomorrowland so that we have a future that we can all embrace and eat and put in our mouths and roll it around a bit and then put it back on the plate for someone else to enjoy. That's what being an environmental crusader is all about, and I hope that I, Vinyl Burns, have imparted a little bit of passionate enthusiasm to you through the storytelling technique and the interactive performance philosophies that I impart through this lens to you,
The people of the internet.
And remember, if you thought that this was important and you need to get this out to your friends, just hit the share button. Don't worry about liking it. Don't worry about subscribing, because if you need more of this, you know where I am.
VinyLburns.com.
Come and hang out. Okay, that's way too much for now. I'm going to talk to you soon. Until then, I'm going off into the outside. Although it's actually nighttime and it's winter, so it's quite cold, so I'm going to stay in the house. I'm going to put some more coal on the fire, I think. It's quite chilly. Okay, see you next time. Ciao, ciao.